Welcome to Everyday Nuggets. Today, we're going to explore something you've seen thousands of times, but may have never thought about: the colors of road lines. Why are they yellow and white? It seems like such a simple question, but the answer reveals a fascinating evolution of road safety standards that took decades to develop. Before we had standardized road markings, driving was quite chaotic. In the early 1900s, when automobiles first became popular, roads lacked a standardized marking system. Imagine driving without any lines to guide you, telling you where to go or which side of the road to stay on. This absence of guidance led to confusion and, unfortunately, numerous accidents. The first documented use of a road centerline wasn't even an official project. In 1911, Edward Hines, a road commissioner in Wayne County, Michigan, observed milk spilling from a leaky wagon, leaving a white trail down the middle of the road. This inspired him to paint the first centerline on a road near Detroit. It was a simple innovation, but it marked the beginning of road line standardization in America. During these early years, white was the color of choice for virtually all road markings. The reasoning was practical rather than scientific. White paint was readily available, inexpensive, and highly visible against the dark asphalt. However, as road systems expanded and traffic increased, it became clear that a single color wasn't sufficient for all marking purposes. To understand why yellow and white became the standard colors for road markings, we need to consider the science of visibility. Several factors influence how well we can see road markings. Contrast is critical for visibility. White provides excellent contrast against dark road surfaces, making it highly visible during daytime conditions. This high contrast allows drivers to identify lane boundaries even in their peripheral vision quickly. Weather conditions significantly impact visibility. In rain, snow, or fog, the visibility of road markings decreases dramatically. In poor weather, yellow tends to maintain better visibility than white, especially in snowy conditions where white markings can become nearly invisible. Nighttime visibility presents another challenge. Our eyes perceive colors differently at night due to the shift from cone-based color vision to rod-based monochromatic vision. Under headlights, both yellow and white reflect light effectively, but yellow has a slight advantage in certain low-light conditions. The human eye is most sensitive to yellow-green wavelengths, around 555 nanometers, in daylight conditions. This biological fact played a role in the selection of yellow for critical safety markings, as it naturally draws our attention more effectively than many other colors. The transition from all white to the yellow and white system we know today wasn't immediate. The first recorded use of a yellow centerline occurred in 1917 in Michigan. Still, it would take decades for this to become standardized. A significant shift occurred in the late 1920s and 1930s, when traffic engineers began conducting serious research into road marking visibility. Dr. John Doerr, a researcher with the Bureau of Public Roads, the predecessor to today's Federal Highway Administration, conducted extensive studies on color visibility. His research revealed that yellow was more visible than white under various conditions, particularly in snow and low-light conditions. Despite this evidence, the adoption of yellow centerlines was slow and inconsistent. Different states implemented different systems, creating confusion for drivers traveling between states. California used white for all markings until the 1950s, while other states had already adopted yellow centerlines. The 1935 Manual on Uniform Traffic Control Devices, MUTCD, recommended yellow for centerlines, but it wasn't mandatory. This manual, which sets standards for traffic signs, signals, and road markings, has been revised numerous times since, gradually moving toward the standardization we have today. A major shift came in 1971 with the MUTCD revision that officially standardized the use of yellow centerlines nationwide. This decision was based on decades of research showing that 1. Yellow created a clear visual distinction between the center line, which separates opposing traffic, and lane lines, which separate traffic moving in the same direction. 2. Yellow was more visible in adverse weather conditions. 3. The psychological impact of yellow as a cautionary color reinforced the message that crossing this line could be dangerous. Interestingly, the yellow-white system isn't universal worldwide. Many European countries use only white lines for all road markings. The United Kingdom, for example, uses white lines for both center lines and lane markings, with yellow lines reserved for indicating parking restrictions at the edges of roads. In Canada, the system is similar to that in the United States, with yellow dividing opposing traffic and white separating traffic moving in the same direction. Australia and New Zealand follow a similar convention. Japan initially used yellow center lines, similar to those in the United States, but switched to white for all markings in the 1960s. However, it partially reverted to yellow center lines for certain roads in the 1990s following safety studies. These international differences highlight that while there are scientific principles behind color visibility, cultural and historical factors also influence road marking standards. Today's road marking system in the United States follows clear guidelines established in the MUTCD. Yellow lines separate traffic flowing in opposite directions. This includes double yellow lines, no passing in either direction; single solid yellow with dashed yellow, no passing from the solid side, permissible from the dashed side; single yellow center lines on two-lane roads. White lines separate traffic flowing in the same direction, including lane dividers on multi-lane highways, edge lines along the sides of roads, stop lines at intersections, crosswalks, and other specialized markings. This color coding system establishes a consistent language that drivers can instantly interpret. When you see a yellow line, you know it separates you from oncoming traffic, a critical safety distinction. While yellow and white dominate our road markings, other colors serve specialized purposes. Blue markings indicate parking spaces for people with disabilities. Red is occasionally used for fire lanes or no stopping zones. Green is sometimes used for special lanes, such as bike paths or electric vehicle charging stations. These additional colors expand the visual language of our roads, but yellow and white remain the primary colors for the lines that guide our daily driving. The materials used for road markings have evolved significantly since the first painted lines were introduced. Early road lines were painted, which quickly wore away under the effects of traffic and weather conditions. Modern road markings use highly engineered materials, thermoplastic markings, which are melted onto the road surface and contain glass beads for reflectivity. Epoxy-based paints that last longer than traditional paints. Preformed tape for temporary markings or specialized applications. Reflective elements that dramatically improve nighttime visibility. These advanced materials enhance durability and visibility. But the basic yellow-white color system remains unchanged because it continues to work effectively. The yellow and white lines on our roads represent a carefully developed system based on scientific research, practical experience, and international collaboration. They're not just paint on asphalt. They're a vital communication system that saves lives every day. Next time you're driving, take a moment to appreciate these simple colored lines. They're the result of over a century of development and refinement, designed to guide you safely to your destination through a silent language of color that speaks to drivers worldwide. Thanks for watching this episode of Everyday Nuggets. If you have suggestions for other everyday objects whose history you'd like to learn about, leave them in the comments below. And remember, sometimes the most ordinary things have the most extraordinary stories.